So late last year, Gaijin brought in one of the best updates I think this game has seen in a very long time. Customizable reticles for all of your ground vehicles. And I'm not talking about regular sites that you can just download from the War Thunder site, which you can still do. No, I'm talking fully customizable ones that are built into the game. And since then, I have discontinued just about every single custom user site I had downloaded over the years in favor of just one. Now, if you've been watching any of my previous videos over the last, I would say 4 or 5 months, you would probably see this particular site right here, which is one that I have custom built for myself. And thankfully, it's something that you can easily do as well. And seeing that I get so many of you guys asking me, what site is Justin using? How do we get this site, etc.? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through what I use on a day-to-day basis, why I use it, and how I go about using it as well. And here's the cool part about this disclaimer. There is none. You can use this on any platform that you use to play War Thunder. If you're on PC, it's kind of a given. If you're on console, you can do the exact same thing. Now, unfortunately, you won't, at least for console, won't be able to download the site that I'm going to upload for you guys. If you decide you want to go ahead and just not go through the process of building it, you can just download the one I'm going to offer you instead. But it does involve you going into my Discord and going over to a new section I'm building for downloaded files that I use in the game. Now, unless you can upload it to your console directly, I have no idea if you can or cannot. Feel free to let me know down in the comments if you otherwise can. Oh, and one more thing before we go ahead and dive into the meat of this video. This, unfortunately, will not be a comprehensive tutorial on how to make custom sites. There are a ton of videos here on YouTube that showcases how to make them, what you should be using, so on and so forth. Instead, this is more to those who already have a somewhat proper understanding of how to make custom sites, and I'm just going to walk you through what I use, again, on a day-to-day basis. It really isn't that difficult. Just take 5 minutes to go watch a video on how to do it. I'll walk you guys through a little bit of how to get to there, but that's really as far as it's going to go. Now, switching right over onto my own hangar, you'll see the beautiful T90M. Now, it's funny that I use this vehicle because the site we're using is kind of based off the T90M's real actual site that Gaijin has brought into the game. Is it one for one? Absolutely not, but it's modified to my own liking. Now, if we go over to the option sides, and of course, well, that made sense, option side, go over to ground battle settings, you'll see, of course, site settings, and this is the magic that makes my experience so much better in this game. And what's really cool is we have plenty of like scenery showing what everything does. Now, I'm gonna stick with the default right here, and you might be wondering why everything is in red with reticle color, which is very simple to change. The reason I like it as red is the contrast is, it's amazing. You're able to differentiate between the target you're engaging versus the backdrop, etc. Now, if we have it black, it works. It gets the job done. We've been using it for years, right? But ideally, you want something that sticks out quite dramatically, in my opinion, which is why I go red. Even when I go into thermal mode, you can see it's the exact same thing. And look how well it sticks out. Works out really well for me. Also, if you guys are wanting to download this, again, it will be called this right here, the JustinPlays LRF Minimal. I am very much a minimalistic person. If you watch my streams, you can see that I don't like to have too much on the screen, nor do I like to take up much of it myself in my own camera box. And there's not a whole lot of things I really want on the screen to otherwise distract me. But again, if you want to download this, it'll be over in my Discord. Feel free to definitely check that out. Now, as you can see, the Sosna-U FCS base. And of course, everything is in red, including a thermal mode with a white backlight. I don't really touch this, to be honest. I don't really understand it. But there is one thing that I did forget to mention at the very beginning, and that is why I use this particular site. Now, there is a bug right now that I have reported to Gaijin, so you can't say I'm abusing this to use it to my own benefit. It is something that is very well known, at least from who I've spoken to, and Gaijin is aware of this. Now, under normal circumstances with, say, the default sights, if you played with a laser rangefinder, it should automatically determine the range of the target, and it'll auto set your sights. For some reason, with this particular sight, that time required to get your sight adjusted just doesn't happen. Instead, it's an instantaneous adjustment the moment you laser target. Why it does it, I have no idea, but it allows me to get those shots in very quickly. Also, if you hear some jets in the background, I do apologize. Nellis, for some reason, has a lot of planes flying out over the last 2 weeks. It's been driving me nuts. Now, moving on, as you can see, I have my distance measurement set right here, which you can move anywhere you want, by the way. In the center, you can move in the sides. Personally, I like to keep it right here where it still somewhat stays in my peripheral, although I should change the color of this, to be honest. Black has been kind of disappearing for me just a little bit, which is been annoying to say the least, but it allows me to understand that, hey, my sights are set like this. I don't have to move my head too much. I can just barely move my eye, and I can just reset as needed. Now, moving over to the left, you'll see my tank's turret orientation, or at least relative to the hull, of course. This is such a nifty feature. If you're making any custom sight, be it for low BR, say for the tigers, say for leopards, anything for that matter, you want to have this sight here. Trust me, it will save your butt. And then next up, we have, of course, the the reload time and the readiness of your shell. Green means it's ready. The cool thing about this, and I love this feature so much, is that it tells you exactly the amount of reload time needed until your next shot is ready. And here's the cool thing, it even takes into account your first stage and second stage ammunition stowage. So say, for example, the Challengers, right? You guys know that thing has a 5-second reload with an ace crew, but I found out by using this that it has over 6.5 seconds of reload when you run out of your first stage ammo stowage. That is critical information you need to know. And of course, the big green icon tells you you're ready to go, you're ready to fire. And seeing that Japanese 4-second reload on this is so incredibly satisfying in my opinion. And the cool thing is, I keep everything the same, even with night vision mode, which, by the way, this is not how NVD looks. Gaijin, you guys try to make it look really cool, but it's not that cool, right? And the same goes for thermal vision. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot really going on for when it comes to my custom sights. I do keep the field of view active. As you can see right here, this allows me to understand the peripherals of my vehicle if I go into zoom sight or if I go stay here with my maximum amount of FOV. Because the one important thing a lot of players do miss out everywhere, not even at top tier, is a lack of peripheral in your sight. Don't stay in your gun sight. Remember, you can hear engines better when you're outside of the tank, more so than when you're down your gun sights. The only time you should be in it are when you're about to engage, or you understand that you're in a comfortable position where no one else is really going to engage you as much, if at all. And that's it. That's all you need to know for when it comes to my personalized sight. However, if by any chance you are going to be downloading this, feel free to modify it, use it, and customize it to your own liking. Make it better, improve upon it. And I understand this sight isn't necessarily for everybody. However, now that you understand what I use and how well I use it, maybe it can work for you and you can make it better. But again, keep in mind, you have to be using sabos, and you have to, at the very minimum, use a laser range finder, because I understand you don't have any of the bars indicating the distance, which I completely understand. You know, I don't like using it too much because I do play in the high tier, top tier environment, which means my laser range finder is a crutch for everything. However, as the old saying goes, to each their own. But I'm very curious. Let me know if by any chance you guys do download this or maybe customize it to your own liking. Let me know how it is. Did you guys like this video? Do you want to see more of it? Instead, would you like to see a comprehensive tutorial on what you should be looking out for in your sights, say in a regular how-to guide? Feel free to let me know in the comments, would you? And while you're swinging on down there, don't forget to check out my 3%, as well as my live streams over on Twitch, which is where you'll see all of these sights at. Yeah, every single vehicle I play pretty much in the high tier, top tier environment features this site. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but most certainly in the upper BRs of War Thunder, and more so in a vehicle like my T90M, because yes, I enjoy this thing, even though it's kind of doo-doo in some areas. I still love it. I'll see you next time.